The Shiba Inu just flipped over. Oh my. Hello lovely people, peace. Hey people who make money, I want to talk to you about Shiba Inus. The crypto market is happy today because of this. After going over 72,000 last night, we saw 73,000 today. And there was a small pump in the crypto market, right? A small 1-2 pump. Following that, there was a small drop. We're going to talk about what might happen here in the next few days for Shiba Inu Plus. Some people say that a huge amount of money will be coming into the system very soon. That could have a big effect on the cryptocurrency market and on Shiba Inus in particular. I only want music and you give me a beautiful smile to spread good vibes. Oh, and Dogecoin is also going crazy. We'll also talk a little about that. It's also like Shiba Inu from earlier rounds. Let's do the Shiba shake after you hit that like button. Here we are now with Shiba Inu at 0.401911. So it's up 4.83% for the day. The Shiba Inu was higher up. Okay, so it did go up until 1981. But then it went down along with the rest of the markets. In 3.5 hours, it fell by about 7.15%. That's almost 4 hours here. Yes, it took 3.5 hours. It was a very interesting event. I did something different to celebrate the birthday of my oldest son. When we got to the party, I thought, wow, things are looking good. After that, the market began to drop. This is where Bitcoin started to sell off. After that, we saw it kind of get better here. We've seen some improvement in the last few. As you can see, there was some improvement. So it will be interesting to see if Bitcoin can break through the levels we saw earlier today and set a new high tonight. Now, let's take a look at Shiba Inus. We also saw a crossover on the 4-hour chart and the 5-minute chart. I see a crossover here at 1348 EMA. Let's look at a double crossover. These are two different periods that could possibly work together. As you can see, there was a lot of momentum when it crossed over here. If you're selling your science for money, this is a free one called EMA Cross that you can find online. Yes, all those people who sell signs are probably just running that code. This is just a note. I will never sell you an indicator though, because I know you can get one online for free and all of them have. There are good and bad points and not all indicators are accurate. This is the reason why you need more than one sign, technical analysis, and sometimes even luck. Okay, when you open a job, it's great. It's going over signs that say to buy, and then Iran strikes Israel. Okay, things start to go wrong. That is, you have no idea what will happen. That's why rules need to be set. When you trade, whether you day trade or swing trade, you need to follow some rules. To be safe for the Black Swan event, since we don't know when it will happen, I had some of my biggest losses when I was just starting out in my work. I had great days when I made a lot of money, but then I got greedy and lost everything. Everything changed all of a sudden. I was wiped out because I tried to get a bigger role than I should have, and news spread. It was like I was hit twice and I was doing things I shouldn't have been. But when you're young, haven't done much and see money as a possibility, you get greedy. You get lucky sometimes and not so lucky other times, right? So when you get really tired for the first time, you think maybe I should change what I'm doing. Do your own research before you decide to spend. That's just what I've learned from my own experience. In the end, it's all up to you. Feel free to go crazy if you want to. That didn't work for me though. Of course, as I get bigger, I make my positions bigger, but I keep the risk the same. Risk versus return ratio. Okay, this is very important to keep in mind. I'm working on a course about those kinds of things. I put it on hold for a while, but we'll talk about them in the course I'm going to be working on here and finishing up, retooling and making better. Hopefully it will be here soon. But it's not going to be for everyone. I think some people will like it though. We'll see. Of course, there have been a lot of liquidations on both sides, right? You can see that most of the trades in the last hour were shorts. But if you zoom out for a month, you can see that most of the trades were longs. This is because people were taking on too much debt, especially with Bitcoin, where you can see $24 million. If you zoom out 12 hours, you can see 78 million, which means you can see 200 million on the short and 65 million on the long. Shiba Inus did flip. avalanche over here. So Shiba Inu moved up on the market capitalist. It's now close to Cardano, TAN and Tron, but not quite there yet. Dogecoin is still a ways off. In the past week, Dogecoin has been going through the roof. It's up 24.5%, and Doge went up another 8% today. It wasn't as much of a sell-off as SHIB was. It did get sold, right? It was also higher, but about 6% of its value was lost. In the next few hours, it will be interesting to see what happens in the whole meme environment, because all of a sudden you can see memes jump 10% or 15% very quickly. So it will be interesting to see what goes on. There was a time when Bitcoin was 60% of the market, which is called the cycle high. This means that even though some meme coins and altcoins have been going up, it has been better to keep Bitcoin than others, right? Because Bitcoin is becoming more popular and the ratio of Bitcoin to other cryptocurrencies is moving in Bitcoin's favor. But right, that has always gone the other way when we get to a certain place. When does that happen will be the question. When is that going to take place? That is, of course, the $1 million, $1 billion, or $1 trillion question. But we'll see if it starts to go down in the next few days or weeks. It has gained a lot of ground over the past few weeks, while altcoins have been much more unpredictable, going up and down a lot. For example, when it did a real attack, it went down, right? Every other coin lost value, but Bitcoin stayed mostly stable. This is why it's pumping right now. Other altcoins aren't pumping enough to stop it. So it will be interesting to see. You can see that we had the run up in March, right? Where is it? March, right? Bitcoin was going up, but we saw it go down too. It dropped from about 44 to 40. Then it dropped all the way to 39% in June. But ever since, it's been going up. So it will be interesting to see how that turns out. There are also rumors that China is about to accept a second 1.4 trillion tax cut package, putting a lot of money into the markets, but not directly into the crypto market, because Chinese people can't trade crypto because it's not available there. I think some might use a VPN to do it. However, they are able to do that through Hong Kong. They might, however, buy stocks. They might buy stocks in the United States, Europe, and other places around the world. After making money on those stocks, some people will move that money into the cryptocurrency market. Therefore, it might be good for stocks, and it might also be good for the cryptocurrency market. That being said, it will be interesting to see how that impacts Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoin market if it does happen. Now, in the past, we saw Dogecoin make a huge run, even though it was a joke coin and one of the top 20 cryptocurrencies at the time. Now, Dogecoin might be one of the biggest moves again. Why? Because people remember Dogecoin and what happened with Elon Musk and the whole run up there before. Of course, some assets did better than Dogecoin, but most people don't know about them. So Solana, they don't know about AVAX, they don't know Luna, which wasn't a good ending. They know what Dogecoin is, and maybe they also know what Shiba Inu is. When they look at the top 20 cryptocurrencies, they'll ask what's a meme coin. They'll see those and go find it, which means that could be very good for both Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. There are already signs of meme coin mania, but they aren't very big.